Yeah, but to come back to your question, the very first thing I had to learn is what make them tick.
Yes.
Or make.
Make them. Yeah.
Make them tick. Okay, my wife is an English teacher and she always says my concord is not so good, or my tenses.
Well, it's our third language.
Yes. So
because we speak South African. Welcome to it. It is the Keeping It Rugby, the Kerport here with Gobani Bobo. I'm so happy to say thank you so much for subscribing and liking, sharing our podcast, because it is an inclusive space where we want to build this community about the rugby enthusiasts. And today I am in such a privileged position to be with someone who coached me as a youngster, to be with someone who's got so much love for this game. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about probably one of the brightest, if not the brightest, innovative minds in rugby. It is Swys de Bruin. Swys, thank you so much, first of all, for coming through. And what do you think about my jungle?
I tell you what, before we talk about the jungle, thanks for the kind words. You're always so kind, and thanks you so much. But your jungle is beautiful. Your whole setup here, it's great. Well done, man. It's a great little studio.
Thank you, Swys. You know, we always talked about the game. I know you're a rugby enthusiast. I mean, for you, rugby, what does it mean to you? What is it about rugby that sort of connected with you from day one?
Bobs, you know, I think it's a cliche, but it's in our blood.
Yeah.
It's in your mind, it's in your thinking. At night, if I can't sleep and I start thinking rugby, it puts me at ease. It's the area that I know, and maybe a move here or a thing there, and you know, it's just different. It's like you.
Yeah.
It's in your DNA. It's part of us. It's more than just a rugby. It's a lifestyle.
I mean, the people that we get to meet, the people we get to share things with. I mean, sometimes it could not just be a on the field thing that happens, that we get to share things. I mean, we talk about sharing. We don't see him anymore in the studios.
Yeah, look, I miss the days at Supersport. It was fantastic, from Arthur Corza and working with you and the whole lot, Owen, I can name them all. We're still mates for life, but it is fantastic there at Supersport and what they do. But I believe in seasons.
Yeah. And
a new season, and God willing, we love it in Paul. Our family is there, the grandkids are there.
Oh, awesome.
And my son Neil is director of rugby at Paul Boys. So it's still rugby in the De Bruin family. It's all you do. My youngest son is coaching at Ege Jansen Rugby.
Coaching,
yep,
that's important.
Coaching. My son in the UK never misses a rugby game there.
Yeah.
So it's rugby. It's what we love. Eh?
You talk about coaching. I mean, there's a lot of people who've got this passion about this game and coaching. To you, what do you think a coach brings to the game?
Oh, massive, especially in the times and day we live, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the kids and boys out there, they're role models. It's the coach. The coach is so vital. He's so important. He fills a vacuum. And the coaching lately is more off the field than on the field.
Yeah.
It's that relationship, that building a trust relation and guiding them so you know what I find now with ex-rugby players, when they finish, they still phone me.
Yes.
They still want to be involved. Often to say, help me with some coaching career or something there, which is tough.
Yeah.
So, but that's a field on its own, or a department on its own, what happens with rugby players when they finished.
Yeah.
Because I really feel it's the biggest vacuum that we have. I virtually a week, a call or two a week of someone that needs guidance. Where can I coach, or what can I do? I played 30 games or 50 games at the small union. I got, say, 20 grand a month.
Yeah.
And I've got two kids, and suddenly I've got nothing. So Mac, remember at the Sharks used to say,
Mac, yes,
if you don't have something to fall back on, a trade, or you don't all have to be varsity students, but we become easily professional hobos. So, it's to come back to your question, it's much more off the field. For me, it's a holistic picture, Gubani, the whole time. Especially now we're coaching the women.
Let's talk about that, because that is, to me, probably... I mean, I've got a daughter, my young daughter. She is I don't know. She's supposed to be 3, but she feels like as if she's 26. The way she keeps me on my toes. And talking about women's rugby, how did the idea come about, and why did you choose to take on that challenge?
Man, I was working at Supersport
Yeah.
and my age has carried on. I was finished with professional rugby.
Yeah.
Now, at Supersport, you're never wrong. You know,
Because you never coach a team that plays on the weekend.
absolutely, yeah. So that was fantastic. And funny enough, we were having a breakfast at the Wimpy there at Hartbeespoort,
Yeah.
where I was busy coaching the coaches. I did 68 schools
Yeah.
in the last couple of years. That just coaching the coaches, being a mentor and helping them. I've got certain modules that I do, and we were busy with that. And
Yeah.
my wife said to me, and the grandkids were playing there, said, why don't we go for one more stint? Let's get an agent and go overseas or do one more stint, because you love the game and you
Yeah.
want to do it. It's wonderful at Supersport, but you still want to do it. And I tell you, God willing, that same an hour later, I got a
Yeah.
call from Dave Wessels from SA Rugby.
Yeah.
Would I look at something like this and be keen? And I said, listen, did you speak to Rassi? Because I must have his blessing and his
Yes.
favor on that. He said it comes from him. So I said, okay, that makes me think now that you and Rassi think there's a role for me. And then, only at the end,
What happened?
I don't know exactly what team or anything.
Yeah.
And he said, they're putting a lot of work and money and effort in on women's rugby.
Yeah.
I said, sure, my mate. Women's rugby.
It's never been it's not your side, right?
Yeah,
It's not
I can't handle one wife. Now I've got to handle
a whole team,
a
and a
whole
squad.
team. Yeah, so, but thinking about it more and more, that evening, yes, that's the only thing. I said I'll come back to him the next day.
Yeah.
And that evening we were thinking and starting to look, where are they? I didn't even know the women rugby. I know Louis
Sure.
Kuhn was coaching them, great guy, great coach.
Yeah.
And suddenly this opportunity, and just before we went to bed, my wife turned around and said, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So, and honestly, Bobs, I never look back 1 second.
Yeah.
1 second. My job is like a performance coach.
Yeah.
So I help the coaches. I like to guide the under 20 coaches and
Yeah.
Philip Sneyman, try and be a mentor with the sevens guys. So that's my passion. So I'm still coaching coaches, and now I've
Yeah.
I'm got to do a team as well.
I mean, Swys, knowing you, the passion that you have for instilling and pushing information and knowledge to players, because I think that's where people don't say it. There's not really a women's rugby and men's rugby. It's players. That's what
Players.
you deal with.
And I'm so glad you're saying that, Bobs. I tell you why. Because there's still a stigma from a lot of conservative rugby supporters that rugby and women doesn't associate.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it's so untrue and so wrong. The girls love it.
Yeah.
They love it in a way more from an emotional, passionate side of point of view than men.
Yes.
And they're so coachable.
You talk about the girls being coachable. It must be so gratifying, though, to see that you come up with an idea and then you explain it, and then them implementing it, and them doing it, and then you can see maybe like from their facial expressions, just taking it in.
Yes, and the emotional of gratitude
Yeah.
and happy, and wow, it worked. What a plan, what an idea. It might be a basic little plan
Yeah.
that you know.
Yeah,
but they've put their heart and soul into it. And they're bad losers, eh?
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, if it didn't go well, whoa, they can. I've got to be careful what I say.
Yeah,
now, but,
because you
know,
have to protect them. At
yeah,
least.
got
I
to protect
understand.
them, but they put their heart and their soul into the thing. So, for example, now when
Yeah.
it goes well,
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way: the difference between women and men. If women are happy and
Yes.
the week goes well and they sing in the bus, like I like silence in the bus, you know me.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
silence in the change room.
Yeah.
They've got music. They go crazy. The happier they are in the build up to a game, the better they play.
Wow.
With men, if you do that, you know
You're gonna lose them.
you lose them. So women play if they have got a good week
Yes.
and they play well. That brings that. With men, it's different. You got to have the more silence, the more focus. You always say in the change room, if there's a grit,
Yeah.
you know, and the focus and the eyes are open,
Yeah.
we're ready. You can feel it, you're ready.
You don't have to say much.
You don't have to say much. You just know it. You can sense it. Women, the opposite. So that's why it's the first bus trip.
Yeah.
We were down there in Cape Town. I looked at I said, what is going on with this bus?
Well, it was the chaos here.
Ian McIntosh, those who said, no one says a word. You focused.
Yeah.
Because focus was everything. But they get their energy
from each other.
Different things.
Oh, wow.
From music. And I think they learned a lot from our beloved captain, Sia, as well.
Yes.
With the singing before the time. And
yes.
they can relate. And so now I encourage it.
How amazing is it that you've been in this game for so long, coaching and coaching coaches, to actually now be in a space where you're learning more about what a player needs? And because I mean, it's generational. I mean, my generation that you used to coach, I mean, from the Victors to the John Smiths, from the Wildebeest, from the under-21s, everywhere you've been and coached, to now still finding another way to connect with the players. That must be exciting, though.
Oh, it's fantastic. The big thing I've learned, with you guys, I could use 12 ladders to get over the wall.
Yeah.
Various systems and plans. I had to simplify. Got to make sure they want their detail perfect. They're not going to do a thing if they know it's not really making sense. It's a plan, and then, you can run with it. With guys, you'll say easily, oh, let's go. It's a good plan.
Yeah.
They want to know the detail. They need the buy-in, and then they like doing it. So they very, very rugby-wise, Bobs. Trust me, if you speak to one of the players, I don't want to give certain names now. But this morning at breakfast, someone asked me a question. I thought, hell, you've got a hell of a rugby IQ.
Wow.
And they really thinkers of the game.
It's I guess now it comes down to, you need your supporting staff. Having your supporting staff and the people that you are working with now with the Springbok Women, talking to them, how have you sort of learned from them, picked up from them? Especially, I mean, I'm not going to single her out, but I will. Lauren, I mean, she's an amazing coach.
Yeah. Lauren is a fantastic coach. So is Franzel, the forward
coach.
So is Bafana. We all know Bafana.
Yes, we all know Baf.
Oh, Baf, yeah. I coached with him for years at the Lions, and he's just a super guy.
Yeah.
Super coach on and off the field. So we've got so much fun. Yeah, but to come back to your question, the very first thing I had to learn is what make them tick.
Yes.
Or make.
Make them. Yeah.
Make them tick. Okay, my wife is an English teacher, and she always says my concord is not so good, or my tenses.
Well, it's our third language.
Yes, so
we speak South African.
What is their DNA? What work? I learned a lot from Tandi, brilliant manager as well.
Yeah.
How she controls them in a different way. Even the medical side.
Yes.
Treating them, women has got their makeup is different. They go through different cycles in a month, as we all know. We're all adults.
Yeah.
And you got to treat them and react. You got to know about these things and react accordingly. And everything you do. So it's much more a science of the whole picture than just rugby.
Wow.
I tell you one thing. I'll come into the change room one game.
Yeah.
And walk in, and didn't go well, and two of them were crying.
Wow.
So now you'd never find that with men.
Yes. No. If you cry, it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a sign of you lost. You gave up.
Yeah.
So, but once they trust you, I've picked that up as well. Trust for the women's rugby is a big thing.
Nice.
If they trust you, they'll go the extra mile. If they don't trust you, don't buy in. Don't think they're going to do it.
Wow.
So
it's a lot more than it's sort of susceptible to their eye.
Spot on.
So Swys, big year. We can't dance around it. It's a massive year. And first of all, congratulations on the performances that we see in the WXV too.
Thank you.
Thought the girls sort of shown on the side that they're really taking in the information that has been given to them. It's great to see that the same DNA that the males sort of live off, strong scrummaging, good rucking.
It's amazing, eh?
How is that? How
I think...
Weren't you surprised yourself to see that actually those are, as it is who we are?
They love it, and the tougher the better. Don't tell them, let's play a bit of touch. They want to play. They want to tackle. They want to get They love the physical contact part. They just love it. So that's why if they can scrum a penalty every scrum, they'll do it. If they can maul to score, it's like the men.
Yeah.
They like the pressure game. They like the suffocate and almost Rassie style.
Yes.
You know, you find that as you call the word DNA, it's right through. It's a lot for them. What we're trying now is to open up a bit more, to bring the outside backs like Malinga and Nadine Roos and Jackie Salee and those kind of girls more into play as well, and a bit more of to play when it's open, when it's on. So, and I must say there's been plenty growth in that department up to now. But you said the World Cup is coming.
Yeah.
It is such a wonderful opportunity and such a big thing. And then SA Rugby, from Rian and Rassie and everything, how they backing us. You know, we're second on the rating now, above the under-20s, above the 7s, behind the box.
Yeah.
We play a curtain raiser Saturday for the box and again next week. Where does this come from? So SA Rugby, I tell you what, they are really putting in a big effort to get the women rugby up there. But let's be realistic, Gubani. We are 12th, rated 12th in the world at the moment.
Yes.
So we just sort of sneak in at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And now we're getting tested against Canada before the World Cup. We're playing the Black Ferns. So the World Cup will be tough. We haven't won a single game in the last couple of World Cups. So that is our challenge, first to win a game and then to make quarters, you know.
So when you look at it, I mean, the women at the moment are 12th, you're right. And to get a scalp of winning against the top 10 teams, the top 5 teams, how important is that for the confidence leading up into it? I mean, Canada now is not going to be an easy game.
Yeah, I had the choice. Could we make it easy games?
Yes.
Like in the Africa Cup was now a bit easier games. We played Spain. They more or less rated with us, but we went there.
Yeah.
So we beat them convincingly. So we know we can beat our peers.
Yes.
So I did say to everyone who does the fixtures and the stuff, we need 4 tough games. We can't go to the World Cup think we have arrived. We must get a taste of it. That's why thankfully Canada are here. And they are a brilliant team. They gave the Australians 75-10 or something.
Yeah.
And they drew 17 all with the Ferns.
With the
All
Black
Blacks.
Ferns.
So that is going to be the real test for us. But we're up for it. We're ready. And for me, it's not for this game, Gubani, it's not just about winning and losing.
Yeah.
It's to see if the process is growing.
Yeah.
Because we could never, beat Japan. We beat Japan and we almost beat Australia in the WVX.
Yeah.
We gave Spain a nice hiding, so we beat the Barbarians. So the curve is up. But now the challenge is there. And we could have had easy games.
Yes.
Go to the World Cup, but let's
find out there.
And then find out where we are. So I rather learn the hard way.
And then let's talk about the progression. I mean, the girls, it must be hard for you. I mean, we saw the Premier Currie Cup sort of happen.
Yeah.
Where are you getting these girls from?
Man, I want to thank firstly some of the franchises and schools where they love it and they grow it, and that is the little nurseries we have.
Yeah.
But it's way behind still compared to the top.
What's happening with the milk game?
Yeah, no, we're still way behind. But I must say, it's growing more. Varsity Cup has got it now.
Yeah.
We were at a schools tournament under 18s again
Under
2 weeks
16s,
ago.
yeah.
Oh, man, how lovely was that? And they saw our girls there, and they were all over them.
Yeah.
So they're role models. And it's growing immensely. And I want to take my hat off to the Blue Bulls.
Yes.
The Daisies.
Yeah.
They're full-on professional. Tondu Manano, who I coached as a young player.
And Griquas.
I'm getting old. I coached everyone. So Tondu, and through with the help of Edgar and Willem and them, is running a great ship there.
Yeah.
So he's really the role model for us at the moment. The other franchises are slowly getting more and more professional. But to get the balance right, yes, Bobs, we need 4 or 5 teams to be on equal strength. I'll give you an example with the Bulls, for example.
Yeah.
Brilliant what they did. But Bafana, who's our defence coach, his problem is they never defend. They beat every team 70-80.
They've always got the ball.
They always got the ball. They dominate as far as when they got the ball, but without the ball, different things. So there's so many challenges, man. And you know me, I'm strength versus strength always.
Yes.
So I know Dave Wessels has got a plan to work out so that we can get strength versus strength.
Yeah.
And that'll make a massive difference.
That is something that I'm looking forward to. Swys, in your mind and in your words, what is it going to take for women's rugby to sort of gain the momentum that it needs. Especially if you think about it, I mean, you said that you've got doing a lot of coach mentorship. Is it the men who has to champion the program?
Yeah, eventually we must educate more women's coaches for sure. Like we've got Zane Jordan with us now, as an apprenticeship. We need to identify, and Dave is busy with that as well. Educate more coaches in women's rugby, not only men.
Yeah,
you need both of them involved, but I strongly believe we need a strong woman. Like I see what Lorian is doing now.
Yes,
as a woman, they understand them better.
Yeah.
They understand what make them tick better.
Yeah.
So we still got to be there. You need the men in the situation, but to make this thing successful, we need that thing. So the plan is that we really want to coach the coaches all around the show already. What I did for starters, I had a 2 or 3 day thing already with the franchise coaches.
Yes.
Just educate them, almost as Rassi does with his alignment.
Yes.
This is the requirement. We had the strength and conditioning guy there.
Yeah.
And then send our coaches back to them as well.
Yes.
You know, to have that
to
feedback.
have that interaction.
Yeah.
And speak to the defensive coach.
So the
speak
better
to
the coaching will become all around, I believe the better the women's rugby will become, because suddenly social media is backing them.
Yeah.
Everyone is talking about them. So all the components are there. We just need now to get them to be fitter and get better. The conditioning is one thing that we still pushing hard to really become competitive. I always put it this way, and I say it respectfully.
Yes.
In a boxing match, there's rounds of you've got your 3 minutes.
Yes.
So we can fight at the moment for 1.5 minutes. We're pushing for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're still battling per round to fight
get
for
into
3
the 3
minutes.
minutes.
So when you play the big boys,
or
the big girls, or the stronger teams,
bigger nations, they've been doing it.
They've been doing it. They can really, when they go in a window of attack, an opportunity of attack, they can sustain that pressure for much longer. And that's we need to up the skill, the conditioning a lot. But it's coming. Nas, our Nazir, our fitness trainer is brilliant. I'm so blessed with our coaching staff and our medical staff. Thanks to SA Rugby. That's a solid bunch of guys. With the leadership of Dave Wessels. He's now with under 20s at the moment. He's really guiding them there. And then he comes to us, and then he's to the 7s. So it's a concerted effort.
It's a concerted effort.
You can feel the support from the top.
Everyone pulling amongst each other.
Everyone pulling.
I was in the camp just this week, and Rashi was saying, Swys is having so much fun. He calls them all his princesses. How has these girls given you that energy?
Oh man, I love them for starters.
Yeah.
Almost cry. You just want to hug them. It's when I talk about it. Yes, it's you look in their eyes. It's special.
Yeah.
It's so special. So the thing with the people of the palace, when I walk in the morning, to make them feel special, I say, "Morning, all the princesses, people of the palace. How are you?"
So you're still the same character that you were. It doesn't matter what change of people around you, but making sure that people understand that they belong here.
They belong. And honestly, Gabani, there's such a massive opportunity to change their lives so they can change people's lives around them. They role models like second for none amongst the girls. I've seen it when you go to the weeks and with the coaching sessions and stuff. They love it. It's going to snowball this thing. They can like if you look like someone's personality, like a Blommy.
Yes.
Man, when you talk to her, she's like a Jessie Kriel. You know Jessie Kriel. Have you spoken to Jessie?
Oh yes.
You speak 2-3 sentences to him, you want to run on the field.
Yeah.
He's just the energizer. I always say get the energizers and the energy sappers.
Yeah.
Now with the women's rugby, there's not energy sappers. They don't pull you back or always. They're not coach killers. They're not team killers. They flat on.
It's what Jim Telfer said in 1997, the British Irish Lions, saying that there's 2 types of rugby players, the honest ones and the rest.
True.
I mean, Swys, we can go on for years.
We can.
First of all, thank you so much for you to still serve this game and give us so much energy. Every time we call upon you, you're always willing to share and give to everyone else. I mean, this game has given us so much, which is why here at Keeping It Rugby, we always want to sit down and talk rugby and talk about what this game means to us. Thank you so much for bringing out and coming out and talking about it. And best of luck for the World Cup.
Oh, thank you. And Gobani, from my side to you, what you're doing for rugby is fantastic. At Supersport, when I worked with you, now what you're doing, you serving rugby. And we need more guys like you, especially ex-players when you're finished. Guys, plow back, get involved. So, may God bless you as well and your ventures going forward. And, great.
Thank you so much. That is Keeping It Rugby with Gobani Pobo. Yes, it is the curve, but like, subscribe, please share this. Make sure we can grow our women's game. Make sure we grow this game.